2, 3, funk it. My darling, I love you, 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 I love you.
You guys know what that means? It's time for a book sleepover. Welcome to my apartment. I'm so glad you texted me to hang out and have a sleepover tonight. I was planning to go to this new bookstore in Austin that I've never been to before, and I was gonna go alone, so this is perfect that you're gonna come with me now. It's like 5 p.m. I just finished work for the day, and my goal is to just do bookish things the whole evening. I have not made one of these book sleepover videos in so long. I was checking when I made the last one, and it was in January, and it's now October, which is crazy. I didn't realize it's been that long, so I'm so happy to be doing one of these again. These videos always make me feel so nostalgic to past sleepovers when I was growing up as a kid and elementary school, middle school, and even high school. I feel like in elementary and middle school, my sleepovers would always be really planned. Like my mom would like call their mom and like set up a date. But then in high school, I'm pretty sure all my sleepovers were just completely spontaneous. Like I'd be hanging out with a friend and it'd start to get late and I didn't want to go home and I'd be like, can I just stay the night? And they'd be like, yes, please. And that's kind of what this sleepover feels like to me. Like that's spontaneous. Like we were texting about books. Why are we texting? Let's just hang out right now. That kind of feeling. And I was not into reading in high school, didn't have any friends who were into reading in high school, and I just can't imagine what book sleepovers would have been like in high school if I was into reading and so were my friends. That would have been so much fun. Imagine reading romance books together, crushing on fictional characters. Like we would have ignored all the boys at our school and only had eyes for fictional book boyfriends. So since I can't go back and relive my high school sleepover days, but book edition, it's time to relive them now with you guys. Okay, no more intro needed. Let's go book shopping. Okay, I'm outside of the bookstore. It's called First Light Books, and I think it's also a coffee shop as well. I don't know what I want to get. Normally I come into book shopping with like a pretty solid plan of like, these are the books on my list. The only book that I think is on my list is The 7-Year Slip. I've been hearing really good things about this book, and we're also gonna be reading it for the next book in my monthly book club. So that would be a good one to get, or just any like sequels and series I'm in the middle of. I was even thinking about, do I want to start getting Christmas romances? But it just turned fall. Like maybe it's a little early to be buying Christmas books. Or maybe it's never too early. I don't know. Who knows what I'm gonna come out with, but let's go inside. Out of the bookshop, I ended up getting 2 books. The bookshop was so cute. There were so many cute places to sit and read. I feel like it'd be so fun to come back here, get like a drink, a little pastry, and sit and read. And yeah, it was just so aesthetic inside. Like I was like, I don't even want to leave. I almost got a horror book. The horror section was really calling my name, and I've never read a horror book before, and I feel like it'd be really fun too. I feel like I would really like it. I just felt overwhelmed. Like I didn't know where to even start. So if anyone has any horror book recommendations, especially a first horror to ever read, let me know. Anyway, the books I actually got, I got Vow of Thieves, which is the sequel to Dance of Thieves. I haven't read Dance of Thieves yet, but I want to soon, and I just know I'm gonna love it. And I feel like whenever I read Dance of Thieves, I'm gonna immediately want to read the second book. So it's a little risky buying a sequel before even having read the first book in case I don't like the first book, but I think it's okay. I feel confident I'm gonna like Dance of Thieves. And then I also got The Only One Left by Riley Sager. This is a mystery thriller. I've read one Riley Sager book before, The House Across the Lake, and I really liked it. So I'm really excited to read his newest release. It says that this is a gothic chiller, and it had me at the word gothic. I was like, a gothic mystery thriller? That's gonna be so good for fall. It's about a young caregiver assigned to work for a woman named Lenora, who is accused of killing her sister when she was 17 years old. She was never charged with the crime, they couldn't prove it, and now Lenora is ready to tell the whole story of what happened. And they gave me a little bookmark. I love that at independent bookstores, they always give you a bookmark. I'm gonna head back to my apartment now. I'm not gonna read either of these books in this video because I have another book that I'm currently in the middle of right now that I'll show you guys when I get back. I'll probably eat dinner first and then we'll do some reading. Okay, let's go back to my apartment. Now that we are back from book shopping, I think we should eat dinner because I'm really hungry, and also treat ourselves to some wine. I just got a ton of wine and I'm really excited about it. Big wine girl over here. Let me show you. This wine is from Bright Cellars, who is the sponsor of today's video. Bright Cellars is the coolest wine subscription box ever. They have a 7-question quiz online that you can take to be paired with personalized wine matches to you. And I love this so much because if I'm being completely honest, the wine aisle kind of scares me. I've been 21 for a while and I still just don't know what I like. When I go to the wine aisle, there's just so many options. It's so overwhelming. So I really love that they pick out wines they know that you'll like. The wine aisle is scary, but Bright Cellars is not. And when you get your wine order, it comes in this big box and it comes with little cards for each wine that tells you exactly what kind of notes and flavors are in each wine. Let's see, what wine do I want to go with tonight? I think I'm gonna go with the red tonight. And it says that this one is supple and juicy with notes of raspberry, cherry, leather, and baking spices. And in addition to getting Bright Cellars just for yourself to drink while watching a movie or snuggled up with a book, I think it would be so fun if you were having a dinner party or hosting a book club, or even with the holidays coming up, having friends and family in town. It's just so cool to have such a wide variety of wine that you could share with all your friends and family. And Bright Cellars is giving all of you guys your first 6-bottle subscription box, which is usually over $150 for just $55. And sponsors make it possible for me to keep making the content that you guys love, so supporting Bright Cellars can help directly support my channel. You can click the link in my description box to take the quiz, get your personalized wine matches, and get started today with Bright Cellars. We've got sushi for dinner. I totally could have cooked for you guys, but I don't know, it sounded fun to treat ourselves. And I also got us dessert. I have always been obsessed with the Pillsbury pumpkin sugar cookies. They're so nostalgic for me from childhood. And I was at the grocery store the other day and I saw that Nestle Toll House has Halloween cookies. They're M&M cookies and they have bats and ghost like sprinkles in them. I've never seen these before. I've never seen Nestle Toll House do Halloween cookies in general. So I think it would be fun to make these after dinner. And I also got an exciting book package that I want to show you guys. I just got this in the mail today and I saved it to open with you guys. I have been really obsessed recently with special edition books. They're just so cool. They can be so expensive, especially I love the ones from Fairy Loot. That's where this one is from, and I'm pretty sure the company is based in the UK, so paying that international shipping is rough, but worth it because they're so cool. Okay, let's open it. This book is My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. I haven't read a Tessa Bailey book in a long time. I think I've only read It Happened One Summer and Hook, Line, and Sinker, and that must have been at least a year ago. And I love both of those books, so I really want to read a book by her. So when I saw that they had this in special edition, I got so excited. Look at the spade edges. It's ombre, which is so cool. Okay, but that's not the best part. I love this book without the jacket on. Look how cool! And the shimmery cover with the edges spade. It's so pretty. I also have no idea what this book is about. I just ordered it because it's pretty. And Tessa Bailey. Okay, it says that they discover a corpse in their rental house. And that's as far as I'm gonna read. I think it'd be fun to go into this one blind, but we've definitely got a dead body, maybe a murder, and romance. Okay, I'm gonna finish eating dinner and then let's make cookies. Cookies are done. I love making just enough cookies for the night so that every time I have cookies, they're warm and gooey. So I just made 3. Okay, next up, it's time to read in the bath. I do this every sleepover video and it's my favorite part of every single sleepover video. I never do this unless I'm filming these videos, which needs to change because it's so fun and so relaxing. I need to read in the bath way more, even when I'm not filming videos. But yeah, I got this lemon bath bomb from Lush. It's a bubble bath bomb, so I'm gonna cut it up just because I don't think you need to use all of it. Get my wine, bring my cookies, bring my book, and I'll see you guys in the bath. Such a nice peaceful setup. Gosh, also I haven't even talked to you guys at all about the current book that I'm reading. I'm reading My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen. I've never read an L.J. Shen book before, but I have read a book by Parker S. Huntington before called My Darling Venom, and I liked that book. I gave it 4 stars. Parker S. Huntington definitely has a writing style that it's hard to describe. Basically, like, sometimes I feel like her dialogue feels very character-y as opposed to realistic, which I feel a little iffy on. It can feel a little cheesy, cringy, but the story setup is really interesting. I'm on chapter 12, which is page 57, and the plot is basically kind of like a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Our two main characters are Romeo, and then the girl's name is Dallas, and I'm pretty sure it's set in modern day, but it feels very old school. They live in the South, like the Bible Belt, very much arranged marriages, betrothals are a thing, and Dallas is caught like kind of getting it on with Romeo, which is very much frowned upon in their society. So in order to save Dallas's reputation, her and Romeo have to get married, and despite like kind of getting it on with him, she does not like him, he does not like her. It describes it as a marriage of inconvenience, so kind of a play on the traditional marriage of convenience trope. And one thing about Romeo is he kind of sucks. He's just like definitely that like possessive alpha hole type of character, which I always feel mixed upon, but I have a feeling that by the end of it, I'm gonna love him. We'll see. We just haven't gotten to his sweeter soft side yet, if he has one, so I'm hoping we eventually get to that. One thing I am loving about this book so far is that Dallas is so fiery, which I just love in a female main character. Like, she does not want to be in this engagement with Romeo, and she's doing everything she can to make him angry, and it's so funny. And just literally anything he says, she always has a comeback, and she will just stand up for herself no matter what, and I love that. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. It's still not 100% my dream book boyfriend, my perfect romance. So we'll see as I keep reading it. If my opinion keeps changing, I think I'm gonna get ready for bed. Also, these cookies were really good in case anyone's wondering and wanting like some Halloween cookies. Okay, let's get out. Oh my God, I just blew wax everywhere. I know I was talking earlier about what it would have been like to have book sleepovers in high school, and just in general, I've been thinking about what it would have been like to be really into reading in high school. I know I would have been obsessed with young adult romances. I didn't date at all in high school. At all. I had my first kiss freshman year of college, which was also my first date and ended up being my first boyfriend. So I was definitely a late bloomer in the romance department, at least compared to my friends, because all my friends dated all throughout high school. In high school, I remember always being bummed that like I never had a boyfriend and boys never seemed interested in me. But in hindsight, I never talked to guys. All my crushes were either on guys I have never ever talked to, or guys that were just like kind of class acquaintances. So I wonder if I had read romance books in high school, if I would have been like, oh, I get it. You have to talk to the people you're interested in order to potentially date them. Like, it's just so funny looking back on my high school self now and how like clueless I was in dating. But overall, I think it was really great that I didn't date until college. I feel like that probably made for a lot healthier relationships. This was always my favorite part at sleepovers, where you'd lay in bed and just talk. And I just remember talking, and then eventually we'd start to drift off, and then one person would think of something else to say, and we'd just talk for forever again. And we'd end up staying up so late, but it was so fun. Kind of continuing the conversation where I was talking about that I didn't read in high school. I'm curious what age you guys got into reading and what age groups you read. Like, I read young adult, new adult, and adult, but new adult / like college books are definitely my favorite, just because I think they feel the most relatable to me. Anyway, I won't keep you guys up too late. I think I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I will make you guys some breakfast in the morning. Good night. Good morning! While you were sleeping in, I was reading a bit more of My Dark Romeo. I read to page 148. I'm still feeling mixed on it. I think this would be classified as a dark romance. Definitely just super morally gray. It kind of has a wild plot. Like, some of the things these characters do and say, I'm like, that is so wild, and I don't know how to feel about that. I've had this feeling before when reading dark romances where I don't think I like it, like it's not my thing, but I also can't stop reading it because it just has such a crazy, bizarre plot. I think I'm gonna end up giving it like 2 stars just because it's definitely super toxic, not my thing. But again, Like, why can I not stop reading it? Anyway, it's breakfast time. I made eggs on toast. This was my go-to breakfast for years, and then recently I have stopped eating breakfast as often, but I'm excited to get back to eating breakfast. Don't worry, I made you a plate as well. I always felt like the morning after a sleepover, I was ready to go home and shower, get in my own clothes, get in my own bed, so I won't keep you here. But thank you so much for coming to my book sleepover. This was so much fun, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!